people that say work smarter, not harder, are usually stupid and lazy. And I say that because it's almost like the premise of saying that, it's almost like saying work less hard and you'll get more out of it, which is really a ridiculous thing to say. You know what I mean? No matter what you do, it would be in your benefit to not cut the corners. I'm on my way right now to a work contract. I'm a self-employed independent contractor, but anyways, I used to work in the corporate world, and I remember I had this one job where it was the first 90 days was training, then I was eligible for a raise after 6 months. After 6 months time, I got that raise. It wasn't much, but it helped me go up the rank. Then another 6 months, got another raise, another 6 months, got another raise. But anyways, this was the way their structure was. So what other choice did I have? I had to follow whatever structure they said. But I remember I had a coworker of mine who I had become friends with. He called me once on a Saturday and he asked me what I was doing, and I told him I was reading over the course material and I was studying. And he was so shocked. He was so flabbergasted. He was like, on a Saturday? Like, I remember, it was so funny to me because I casually said to him, I said, I'm studying. And he said, on a Saturday? Like, he couldn't believe it. And I just assumed everyone in the office was doing the same thing. So I asked him, does he ever study on the weekends? And he had told me, no. He said, I work 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Any time outside of this time frame, work doesn't even cross my mind. Which, this should go without saying, but he never got promoted. He ended up getting fired, actually. But I say this to say you can't avoid the work. The more work you put into something, the more you'll get out of it. And that's with anything. I'm only talking about work because it's an easy thing to break down and explain this part, that part. It's an easy thing to understand. That's why I'm going to use just the workplace for this example, but it doesn't matter what you do. When I used to go to the gym and work out and stuff like that, it was really a tough experience for me. At one point, I used to weigh 300 pounds. I'm at about 190 now, and slowly getting more weight because I'm actually trying to increase my muscle weight now. But I remember in the beginning, it really was just showing up. All I had to do was show up at the gym every single morning, and maybe I didn't do a lot in the beginning, but every day when you get there and you're inside the place, eventually even just curiosity is going to get the best of you, and you're going to be like, what does this machine do? What does that machine do? How does this work? How does that work? Before you know it, you'll be in the same boat as me. You'll have lost 110 pounds. It didn't come easy. It was a slow process, but looking back on it, it was easy. But when you're in the thick of it, it seems like the hardest thing in the world. So I would say very small incremental growth will lead to something fantastic eventually. And that's just the way the world works. The reward for discipline, the reward for diet and exercise will come much later. It might take a year, 2 years, before you get that dream body that you're hoping for, but it will come. But conversely, if you don't want to wait 2 years, the reward for lack of discipline is instant. Okay, if I go to a buffet right now and I have 4 plates of food, I'll feel full, I'll feel stuffed, I'll have, all types of food, and I'll feel happy in that moment. But it might take days or, a week to reverse the damage of the lack of discipline. And it's worth it, you know, the growing pains, and when you're really in the thick of it, it can seem like the worst thing ever. But if you have a plan and you keep moving forward, even 1%, if you move 1% forward, that's 365%, you know, in 1 year. At the end, you'll be glad you made that one step forward. So just take your time and have the end goal in mind every day. Always have the end goal in mind. This will help you to keep pushing forward.